Hello and welcome to channel Venus. We will be continuing with English literature, Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 2. Before I begin, it's my normal talking once again. Please go through the entire video till the end and do like, share and subscribe my channel. So we will continue with our lesson, and before I go on to the today's lesson, today's portion, I'll be just going through what I had taught the previous day. Act 2, Act 1, Scene 2, the first few lines. So here I begin. Rome, a public place, enter in procession with music, Caesar, Antony for the course, Calpurnia, Portia, Decius, Cicero, Brutus, Cassius, Casca, followed by a great crowd, amongst which is a soothsayer, that after them Marullus and Flavius. So Caesar says Calpurnia, Casca says peaceful, Caesar speaks, the music ceases. Caesar, Calpurnia, hear my lord. Caesar, stand you directly in Antonius's way, when he doth run his course. So Antony is supposed to be running a course at the feast of Lupercalia, at Lupercalia, and for the course he will be stripped of his clothes and he will run through the course naked. And it is said that at the Lupercalia, the feast of Lupercal, what happens is young men used to run naked through the city, striking with leather thongs or strips of leather those who were standing on their route, and women who were struck with this were believed to be cured of their barrenness, or they used to be relieved of their curse of sterility. So Caesar is directing Calpurnia, his wife, to stand directly in Antonius's directly in Antonius's way, so that he doesn't miss touching her with the leather thongs, and so that she gets rid of her barrenness. So with that, Caesar says, that's what Caesar orders. Okay. Antony, Caesar, my lord. He calls on to Antonius also, Caesar. So Antony says, Caesar, my lord. Caesar, forget not in your speed, Antonius, to touch Calpurnia. For our elders say, the barren touched in this holy chase shake off their sterile curse. Caesar says that, Antonius, please do not forget to touch Calpurnia. As you are running fast, please do not forget to touch her, because our elders say, who are the elders? The elders are the mature people, the aged people. They are mature in wisdom. They have said that the sterile, the barren, if they are touched in this holy chase, it is the ritual. It's the holy ritual which is going on. It's the holy race which is going on. And so if they are touched them, then they are rid, or they get rid of their sterile curse or their barrenness. Antony says, I shall remember. When Caesar says, do this, it is performed. So Antony is very faithful to Caesar. He says that, okay, sir, that is, if you have ordered me, it will be done. With this, Caesar says, sit on, leave no ceremony out. And there's music again. Soothsayer says, Caesar, ha, who calls? Casca, bid every noise be still, peace yet again. Music ceases. Caesar says, who isn't in the press that calls on me? So what is the press here? The press is the crowd of people who've gathered around to see Caesar. I hear a tongue shriller than all the music. Cry Caesar, speak, Caesar is turned to hear. Here it has to be referred that Caesar is actually blind in I'm sorry, Caesar is actually, let me just repeat this part. I hear a tongue shriller than all the music. Cry, Caesar, speak. Caesar is turned to hear. And Caesar has to turn himself to a certain position to hear the person, because Caesar was deaf in one ear. So, but he did not, he admitted, and he was he had to admit, and it was a definite difficulty, but whatever, he just turned around to hear this person who was calling him. So the soothsayer, he says, beware the Ides of March. Ides of March is the 15th of March. So he is actually, the soothsayer is actually warning Caesar that he needs to be careful, he needs to be aware the Ides of March. So Caesar, what man is that? Brutus says, a soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March. Caesar says, set him before me, let me see his face. So that is, let me see his face. If he can see it, if he can say what he is saying in front of me, if he can face me and say those words, then I'll hear. Definitely, let me listen to what he wants to say. So Caesar, when he calls for this man, Cassius says, fellow, come from the throng, look upon Caesar. Throng, a crowd of people, again. So he says, come from the throng and look upon Caesar. Caesar, what sayest thou to me now? Speak once again. So, soothsayer, beware the Ides of March. Caesar, he is a dreamer. Let us leave him pass. Caesar does not pay attention to what the soothsayer is wanting to tell him. With that, everybody goes away from there except Brutus and Cassius. Cassius tells Brutus, will you go see the order of the course? Brutus says, not I. Cassius says, I pray you do. Brutus says, I am not gameser. That's I am not sport loving. I'm not like Antony. I'm not like how Antony is. I am not gameser. I am not sport loving. Okay. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder Cassius, your desires. That is Cassius, if you would want to go and enjoy there, please do. I'll leave you. Cassius says, Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have. That is, Brutus, I have been observing you for quite some time, that I cannot see that gentleness and that show of love as I was accustomed to have for so long. I have not seen that in your eyes for quite some time now. You bear too stubborn and too strange a hand over your friend that loves you. That is, you are very stubborn, you are quite hard to me, you behave more like a stranger. Brutus, Cassius, be not deceived by my looks. Be not deceived. If I have veiled my look, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. That is, Cassius, please do not misunderstand me. And be not deceived. That is, please do not think the other way around and think that I have done anything to hurt you. If I have veiled my look, if I have made my looks seem somewhat not natural as I naturally used to be, I turn the trouble of my countenance. That is, I take the entire responsibility of the way I look, of the way I behave unto myself. Because here he says, vexed I am of late with passions of some difference. I am troubled. Of late I am extremely troubled with passions of some difference. I am suffering in my mind from conflicting emotions and of some difference. That is contradictory, conflicting emotions. I am not agreeing with myself over certain issues, so which is troubling me. Conceptions only proper to myself. The conceptions of which whatever I am thinking about is only proper to myself. I can only tell myself, I can only think, and at the same time I am disagreeing with myself in my mind, which gives some soil perhaps to my behaviors. That is, this can be the reason why I am being rude, or I am behaving like a stranger, or I am behaving, or I am extending a hard exterior. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved. But I do not want my good friends to feel unhappy about this, to feel sad about this, among which number, Cassius, you are also one of them. Like, among which number, Cassius, be you one. That is, you are also one of my friends. So don't feel sad about this. Nor construe any further my neglect than that poor Brutus. Please do not feel bad. Please do not seek any further explanations of the way I am behaving, because I myself, Brutus says that he himself is at war in his mind, and that is the reason he is forgetting to show the love to other men. Cassius says, then Brutus, I have much mistook your passion. Cassius says, Brutus, okay, I am very sorry, I have misunderstood you, and I have mistaken your passion, something I have not understood what is going on inside you. By means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value, worthy cogitations, because deep inside me I have buried deep inside all the good behavior that you had extended, all the worthy experiences that we have had together, and the reflections of the past, worthy reflections of the great past. Okay, and it is really of great importance, the moments we had shared before. So I'll definitely not misunderstand you any further. Now tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face? So with that he says, no, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself. The eye cannot see itself. Brutus takes it in a literal sense. He said, no, the eye cannot see itself. It can only see the mirror if it is if I'm standing in front of the mirror. Only what? By reflection, by some other things. If the mirror is reflecting me, then only I can see my eyes. It is only then that I can see my eyes. Cassius says, 'tis just. Yes, exactly. That is what I want to say. And it is very much lamented, Brutus, and it is very sad, Brutus. Cassius, he tries to point out things the other way around. That is, Brutus, you have to know what you are. You have to be able to see your eyes. It means you have to be able to see your face. You have got to recognize your own self, the qualities which you have. If you are not aware of the qualities you have, then it is very sad. So, and it is very lamented, Brutus, very much lamented, Brutus. It is very sad that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye. That is, here in this case, Cassius means with mirrors he means about certain human beings who can actually stand in front of Brutus and tell him his worthiness, whatever his good qualities are. He should be able to be aware of what he is. Otherwise, Cassius feels that your hidden worthiness into your eye, then you might see your shadow. It is only then that you can see your reflection. It is only then that you can understand what type of a person you are and what qualities you have, which were many of the best respect in Rome, because in Rome all the eminent people, they respect you, except immortal Caesar. Here it is being Cassius is being ironical. Actually he wants Brutus to understand. He is actually extending this, looking at Brutus as he is wanting to say that Caesar is actually getting more powerful, and that is what should not be, and that is what is the question to be worried about, because the commoners, everybody in Rome, the commoners, the plebeians, they are suffering from the oppression extended by Caesar. Except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus, that is, he is perhaps not supporting you, and he is perhaps he doesn't, that is, everybody else is supporting you, everybody else feels that you are great except immortal Caesar. And groaning underneath this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes. Now the commoners, Cassius says that the commoners, as they are suffering, they are definitely feeling that if only Caesar had his eyes open, if he knew what type of a person he is, if he is aware of what type of a person he is, it is only then that these people can be saved from Caesar. Brutus says, into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius? That is, Cassius, what dangers are you actually leading me to? That you want me to seek into myself, you want me to discover something inside me, that which is not in me, something which is not in me, and you want me to be aware of something, you want me to find out something, some quality inside me which I feel is not inside me at all. Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me, that something which is not in me? What are you wanting me to find out within myself? What do you want me to discover within myself? What reflection exactly are you talking about? We will continue further in the next video. Thank you so much.